They be phenomenal. So say it loud. Hey, yeah, 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 say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. You see, your history is no mystery. It certainly didn't begin with slavery. Royalty be ingrained genetically from hashtags of captivity to hashtags of proclivity, from black codes to Jim Crow to now Mr. Biden. You know Stacey and Kamala won those polls. Hey, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Hey, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. See, it doesn't matter your pigment or your hair texture. You can be thick, thin, or in between. You are still unmatched architecture designed by the great creator who unmistakably broke molds when he made you. See, those who know peasantry, they can appreciate royalty. There is no need to bow down. Just put some respect on our identity. Hey, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Come on, say it loud. It's the audacity for me. You wear your black the way you want to be, unapologetically, because you being you is poetic authenticity. So tell them, if I could die and come back, hey, I'm coming back blacker than black. And if they be offended by you, then they should leave the room. All right? Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. See, our melanin be popping. We be causing all these others to start watching. Flaws and all, just remember, we are phenomenal. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud. I know that.
Next up, we got Zakaria Harris. She's going to perform The Road Doesn't End Here, written by herself. Go ahead.
If there was no struggle, there would be no progress. Don't give control of your perspective to anybody. Get off of Instagram and Snapchat and get into something that really moves your life forward. The difference between non-successful people and successful people is the mindset, not the color of your skin and not the family you were born into. You are the author of your story, so write it right. Don't be worried about everybody else and what's going on for them. If you are doing what you've been doing, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll be getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place of your life where you're not happy with it, things have to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It doesn't matter what your mom thinks. It doesn't matter what your coworkers think. It doesn't matter what your siblings think. They have nothing to do with it. The decision is yours and yours alone. Write your own story. The road starts here.
Very beautiful. Also written by herself. Next up, we have Miss James with another original poem called We Are the Change. Give it up.
That's a tough act to follow. They did a really good job. Can we give them another round of applause, please? So this piece actually happened. I became a community organizer and podcast Dare to Speak. Okay, so this is an original song. It's not a poem. All right, and let's get into it. Yeah, I'm ready. We're not. Yeah. There's me.
If you don't like it, then just say it, 'cause it's just what we can make it. Things will change.
Yeah. I got your back. You got my back. Yeah. L-O-V-E, I'm toting with a mind that's really open for a time when we not hoping. Living like this really going, but a life in the open is the need of some emotion. We can't handle our emotions, our feels and drinking potions. Yeah, it's coding. You and me are synergy and the energy we coasting. I stand with you, like class with you, hand in hand with you. I love you. To my sister and my brother, I would say from above it. Yeah, better speak, sound like I'm welcome change. Better speak, and it's like you know I told you, cause we caught up in the struggle. Listen closely for rebuttals, be deliberate, not subtle. Speak them out for all the others, every creed and every color. The faith that I can muster, that I see on my shoulder. My CD on my shoulder. It ain't over to this hope. I put my CD on my shoulder. It ain't over to this soldier. There's change.
If you don't like it, you just say it, 'cause it's
Just when we can make it, things will change. You got my back. Yo. We're so much stronger than we think we are the change. All right, y'all.
I don't know about y'all, but that made me want to done.
Next up, we got Kyle Walton. He's performing The Undefeated.
Kwame Alexander.
Hi, I'm Kaya. I'll be reading The Undefeated by Kwame Alexander. This is for the unforgettable, the swift and sweet ones who hurdled history and opened a world of possible. The ones who survived America by any means necessary, and the ones who didn't. This is for the undeniable, the ones who scored with chains on one hand and faith in the other. This is for the unflappable, the sophisticated ones who box adversity and tackle vision. Who shine their light for the world to see and don't stop till the break of dawn. This is for the unafraid, the audacious ones who carried the red, white, and weary blues on the battlefield to save an imperfect union. The righteous marching ones who sang, "We shall not be moved," because Black lives matter. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unlimited, unstoppable ones, the dreamers and doers who swim across the big sea of our imagination and show us the majestic shores of the promised land. The Wilma Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, the Althea Gibsons, the Jesse Owens, the Jordans and the LeBrons, the Serenas and the Sherrills, the Reese Whitleys and the undiscovered. This is for the unbelievable, the we real cool ones. This is for the unbending, the Black as the night is beautiful ones. This is for the underdogs and the uncertain, the unspoken but no longer untitled. This is for the undefeated. This is for you, and you, and you. This is for us.
Very beautiful, Kyle. Very beautiful.
Next up, we have Helen X. Kotoyak performing Prieta. Clap it up, please. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Me dicen prieta y piensan que es un insulto. Prieta color del barro de mis cazuelas y mis comales. Prieta como el chile quemado. Prieta como los frijoles. Prieta como el mole. Prieta como la obsidiana. Prieta como las piedras fértil debajo de mis pies. Prieta como mis abuelos, prieta, como la noche, prieta, Plaza del Bronce. Me dicen prieta y piensan que es un insulto. No saben que mi color es mi porte, que mi piel morena les molesta. Es porque no tienen identidad ni amor por su tierra. Prieta linda, decía mi padre, prieta, con la frente en alto y mi orgullo en la trenza.
Excellent performance. Speaking fact.
Next up, we got one of my favorite English teachers, Miss Lynn, reading an excerpt from MLK's Why We Can't Wait. Let's go, Miss Lynn.
Thank you, Ivy. You guys are doing such a great job. This has got me so emotional. We've had all of these joyful pieces that have come up. My piece is not that joyful, but I do feel, I chose it because I feel that it speaks, when we look at American history, when we look at Black history, it really speaks to the resilience within Black people, the Black community. So I chose this piece by Martin Luther King. By the time you will have graduated, more than likely you will have read Letter from Birmingham Jail. That was later published in this longer book. That just further addresses this idea that racial equality is something that can wait. It's something that we can deal with later or be temperate about. We can tolerate it for as long as possible. And Martin Luther King just makes this beautiful argument that it's something that we have to deal with now and directly because it's best for everyone. Okay. It is important to understand, first of all, that the revolution is not indicative of sudden loss of patience within the Black community. The Black community has never really been patient in the pure sense of the word. The posture of silently waiting was forced upon them psychologically because they were shackled physically. In the days of slavery, the suppression was openly, scientifically, and consistently applied. Sheer physical force kept the Black man captive at every point. He was prevented from learning to read and write, prevented by laws actually inscribed in his statute books. Or he was forbidden to associate with other Black people living on the same plantation except when weddings and funerals took place. Punishment of any form of resistance or complaint about his condition would range from mutilation to death. Families were torn apart, friends separated, cooperation to improve their condition carefully thwarted. Fathers and mothers were sold from their children, and their children were bargained away from their parents. Young girls were, in many cases, sold to become breeders of fresh generations of slaves. The slaveholders of America had devised, with almost scientific precision, their systems for keeping the Black man defenseless, emotionally and physically. With the ending of physical slavery after the Civil War, new devices were found to keep the Black man in his place. It would take volumes to inscribe these methods, extending from birth in Jim Crow hospitals, from burial in Jim Crow sections of cemeteries. They are too well known to require a catalog here. Yet of the revelations during these past few years is the fact that the straitjackets of race prejudice and discrimination do not wear only Southern labels. The subtle psychological technique of the North has approached its ugliness and victimization of the Black man, the outright terror and open brutality of the South. The result has been a demeanor that has passed with patience in the eyes of the white man, but covered a powerful impatience in the heart of the Black man. Even today, there still exists in the South and in certain areas of the North, the license that our society allows to unjust officials who implement their authority in the name of justice to practice injustice against minorities. Where in the days of slavery, social license and custom placed the unbridled power in the whips of the hands of overseers and masters, today, especially in the southern half of our nation, armies of officials are clothed in uniform, invested with authority, armed with the instruments of violence and death, and conditioned to believe that they can intimidate, maim, or kill the Black man with the same recklessness that once motivated the slave owner. If one doubts this conclusion, let him search the records and find how rarely in any Southern state a police officer has been punished for abusing the Black man.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for those beautiful words. R.I.P. MLK.
Next up, we got a hip hop routine being performed by the amazing Toy Tiger team, our Toy Tiger dance team, led by T. Frank.
Some of them may think they freak this like we do, but no.
What's my favorite word? What's my favorite word?
Diamonds dancing on your neck, better tap
Y'all make some noise for the Toy Tigers again. Y'all make some noise.
All right, everyone, before we conclude this program, we have to thank our MCs to my right. Give it up for our MCs. I want to thank everyone for joining us live or for being in person. And I also want to bestow one more thing. This has been a program effectively and efficiently prepared by our Black History Month committee, but also a big thanks to our librarian, Ms. Teague. And again, we're 4 years strong. So I am switching hats real quick and speaking on behalf of Irving NAACP as the newly elected president of that chapter. We are honored, thank you, to donate $200 to our library to make sure we have another strong program like this. I thank you all for your time. I look forward to more and more as we continue to grow Irving High School and embrace diversity. Thank you guys. Have a great morning. I'm sorry, let me get this to the mic for a second.
You all, thank you for coming. My heart is so warm by this. One of the things we talked about in our Black History Committee was to not talk about slavery or overemphasize the hurt that goes through the Black community, right? And so we wanted to talk about Black joy, Black excellence. And so, as you can see, they brought it today, y'all. Special shout out to our committee. Special shout out to Miss Clara Lindbergh. She is the artist who put together these pieces in front of you. Special shout out to Library Services. Thank you for that, all you do. And then those of you who are viewing online, we really appreciate you. Thank you all. Enjoy. We brought books for you. Our books are displayed. We brought it to you. So if you are interested in anything you see on stage, Ms. Lindbergh or myself, we have our computer. We can check those materials out to you. Thank you.